Hey, hello, it's your girl Beauty by CD. Thanks for coming back to my station. I'm going to show you how to install, melt, and slay a wig install. And here are a couple of clips of what's to come and how it's going to look. But first, I got to take you through the starter kit of what it takes to lay down a frontal. So I got the Andis hot comb, baby bliss, flat iron, the FHI blow dryer, the got to be glue spray, the black wraps, the tan or nude wig cap. I got the bold hold tape, bold hold cream, makeup, rat tail comb, scissors, needle and thread for later. And that's pretty much it for the starter kit. So let's get started. All right, so my model today is going to get a wig installed. So I'm going to use the Got To Be glue, the black one, to move her baby hairs and anything in her edge area and her perimeter away so that I can freeze it with this Got To Be glue spray, get everything out the way, and just, prepare her hair for install later. This is going to be what the scalp is, and nowadays we're using this to protect the hairline, the edges especially, because once you put the glue on there, you want a barrier. So this is serving as a barrier, protectant, all that good stuff. It's got multiple use. And of course, we creatives always repurpose everything. So stocking caps have so many uses. I'm sure the stock has gone up on those, but whatever, we're going to make it do what it do. So this is a wig that she's getting today. This was once a 613 blonde wig, custom made. Of course, it's not custom made for her, but since she's a model today, she will be getting that, but we gonna make it work anyhow. But because it's big, it's better, which we can custom make. We'll just have to cut the excess pieces off, which I'll show you guys later. So her hair is dry. I'm just checking to see how it's gonna lay down, where it's matching up and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna move her product away from her scalp, and just move oils and whatever else was there off with some rubbing alcohol. I didn't have the 90%, so hopefully you're not missing me with the 20% of that, but you get it. 70, 90, 20% difference. Okay, whatever. So I'm adding the bold hold tape pieces here along with the bold hold cream. So I'm doing a combo. A lot of times you don't have to do the combo. It depends on you. I know for me, sometimes I'll just put the piece of tape like in the front, because if it's like a one-day thing, I'm just going to stick the top and the back will have a clip and you won't even know it. But she's going to wear this probably for a week or two, so we want to make sure she gets some good stickage. So I'm going to blow dry that down for a little bit, and then I'm going to peel off the tapes. If you guys lay the tapes down like this, you should have no problem taking it off. While it's down, sometimes it might give you a little bit of a complication, but most of the time it just comes off. And if not, just take it off and just do a new one. It's pretty easy to come off, and it's clear once you take off the tape and it's ready to go. So the way I apply mine, I'm bringing it up, and I want to make sure it's centered, and I'm tapping down the top first, and then I'm working my way through the sides, slightly tapping it down, and then going to the other side, pulling it forward, tapping, and I'm using my thumbs and my pointer fingers to get in there and like push down and smooth out. You see what I'm doing? Like I'm just moving out and pushing down with my thumb. Of course, the ear area is always a problem area, because that's where it's going to show you the true fit or not. And because this wasn't like her fit, so I have to cut the excess hair away, but I'm being very careful to kind of, cut it in a way that she's going to have those sideburns, because in real life, she got sideburns. So I'm going to make sure that she gets that sideburn action of the frontal with the hair, because this is what's going to give her like that, cute, pull my hair behind my ears look, and you can't tell that I'm wearing a wig or this is not my true hair color kind of look. So I'm using this rat tail comb to guide me and move any baby hairs out the way. Sometimes the hair might stick onto the face prematurely, so you want to use that comb to comb out, move along, pass along, smooth out, melt in. Like, it's got a couple of purposes, but you just saw that. Anywho, I'm moving on to sewing down this unit. It doesn't have anything but the front to hold it together. So you want to go inside, at least for me anyways, I want to go inside and I want to sew it down. But I'm not sewing down like everything, every line, every track. I just did like 2 or 3 lines of sewing so that way it stays in place, because if she goes to sleep and only the front was glued, there's a chance that it would pull back and all her stickage would have a lot of pressure and it might shift. You don't want it to shift, you want it to stay in place. So I'm using the black tape. This is not tape. This is like, I think what you call it, but these black strips are used for like molding. And I use that like a scarf type of method where I'm like putting it on so that she can sit underneath the dryer. I did notice after taking her out from the dryer that the glue looks like it kind of came through a little bit, like it looked white, and that was of 15 minutes of being under the dryer. But it's all good. These things happen. That's why you want to make sure you're prepared for it. But I go in there and I smooth it out with the finger. And once it cools off, it's back to being all good and all clear. So I'm using this Andis hot comb, you guys. I mean, this is like the best thing ever. It's super hot. Like, who uses the hot comb on the stove anymore? I know I don't. And I wouldn't if I needed to use a hot comb. So I'm glad I found the electric one because it's super hot and it gets the job done. So that's why it's like part of my starter kit, because this is a good way to lay down and mold your hair. A lot of times when you're using a closure or a frontal, you have to smooth it out, make it look flat to the scalp. Otherwise, it's going to look kind of wiggy. So this helps you to make it go down a whole lot. Other ways you can make it go down is by putting some mousse at the top and using a brush to brush down the hair and then putting the person underneath the dryer. But this is all quick action for the purpose of the video, move things along. And of course, everything is, microwave technology these days. You want to not be in the chair forever. So these are the tools that will help you. I'm actually using, for the flat iron, this is the Baby Bliss iron. I got this from the hair show, and it's the biggest one that they have in terms of like sizing. I think it's a 1.5 inch or 1 3/4, something like that. I'm not for sure, but it's the biggest one. It's the flattest one, so meaning it doesn't have like a lot of edge, so I can get right up to the scalp or closer to the scalp, and it doesn't have like all that rimming and all that plastic. In a way, I can get right on there, and it gives like a flatter lay, and plus it's super hot that it presses out the hair in like 1 or 2 passes, which I love. I'm all about the salon, pro stylist grade appliances, because that's what helps you get through hair quickly. Like, I'm not trying to take a little small space of hair and curl it and be there forever. So quick, chop. Anyways, that got the job done. It's super hot. I recommend it. I do like the FHI one probably like better, but it broke. So I'm using the Baby Bliss, and I found Baby Bliss to be okay. Or I shouldn't say okay, but good. So I'm just cleaning off the hair and, shaping it. After this wig has been shelved for a while, it looks a little straggly, so I want to make sure her hair is laid and she's got the perfect finish to go out there and represent this hairstyle, so that people are like, oh my God, you got the best install ever. You want people to be confused about what's going on in your hair, and that's what frontals kind of provide. They provide this illusion of you having great hairline and that you have great color in your hair and you didn't compromise your hair, or people are just like, oh my God, she's got this great color. I can't believe she's got all this hair plus great color. It creates an illusion and makes people a little confused, and that's what you want. The hair is coming out of her scalp, like, oh my gosh, she's got baby hair, and she's ethnic, and how did she get that? Whatever. A lot of questions are asked, but the secret is yours. At the end of the day, your hair is laid, but you want to make sure that you have someone who knows how to do all of these things. This takes time. You want to have appropriate time, someone who's skilled, good hair, a good frontal, like all these things make for a good installation. This hair was plucked before time, so everything else was all install. Here's a couple of close-ups of this hair, and I hope you enjoyed this process and that you've learned something. If you want a book, please hit me up at Beauty by CD or Frankly Weaves, which is the hair site. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you do want a book, it's all in a private setting, so just be you and me. Just had to let you know that. But I thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to share everywhere. Thanks.